rest and recovery are two words that we don't talk enough about when it comes to fitness. And I'm not just talking about incorporating rest days from working out into your weekly routine, whether it's active recovery, such as doing a restorative Pilates class, or something passive where you do nothing. Instead, this is intentional rest and recovery every few months. So that's what we're going to dive into in this video. If you've been maintaining a consistent workout routine for a few months' time, it's really important for 1 week, even up to a few weeks, to do something much different. And this can be active, as just mentioned, or passive. Active would be restorative or connect style Pilates classes. Rather than hitting it hard with your cardiovascular workouts, it could be getting outside for a walk with your family or going on a bike ride with your friends. So nothing too intense. It is okay to do completely nothing. I've just found with a lot of people who I've worked with over the years that they enjoy moving their bodies, and so moving with more of that active recovery is one that they tend to lean towards. Now, this has benefits for physical body because your body is going to do a bigger reset than just taking a day or two off during the week. And you're going to be able to go back in to your strength workouts, your cardio workouts with more energy. Most likely you're going to notice a positive difference. And so when you look at your overall year, if you take a break every 3 months, have this active rest and recovery period, then that would be about 4 times a year you're intentionally doing this. And you can pair this when you plan to go on vacation. You can pair this over the holiday season. This can also help reduce burnout. You may really be enjoying what you're doing with workouts, and yet there comes a point in time where it just kind of feels like you're doing the same thing over and over again, like you have to stick to the same schedule. So you can add some much needed variety, which is really beneficial. And overall, it takes the pressure off of workouts as well, because you always want to enjoy what you're doing. I love a challenging workout on or off the mat, and yet there's also a time to remove that challenge and focus on different elements of physical activity. We've been primarily focusing on, if you have a well-rounded workout routine, make sure you include some R and R. I wanted to address that if you're not feeling well, you've been sick, maybe you got injured, maybe even you had a surgery or something else going on in your body, you may very well need to spend more time in rest or recovery. I had to do this during this past summer where I injured my ankle and I tried to get back into working out too soon and it was aggravating it. So taking some time off, and instead of doing absolutely nothing, I took a little bit of time to evaluate, well, what can I do? Can't walk, can't even do a spin class. Even that cycling was too intense. Can't do standing Pilates, can't do standing workouts, but I could come down to the mat. Could move with more restorative classes, do leg work using resistance band, do upper body and core and back focused work. And so that's an element that you may want to consider is, sure, maybe it's not what you typically do, but what adjustments can be made? And this emphasis, I wish I would have known about when I was 20 and going through my cancer treatment. Because what I tried to do after my first round of intensive inpatient treatment was go right back and start working out again. And I learned quickly, oh, I'm not ready to continue working out. I just need to rest. And since I wasn't a Pilates teacher at the time, workouts were just for me personally. I had no additional education about well-rounded routine, and they didn't talk to me about, let's really focus on movement that you can do. I just did nothing. And I did that for the most intensive part of my cancer treatment. Reflecting back, I wish I would have known, well, what can I do? Shorter classes, restorative work, gentle movements. And that would have really helped me once I was able to start working out again. But I can't turn back time. That was the reality of how I made it work. Instead, once I was released from my most intensive chemotherapy treatment, It was right before December. I was so happy because I was able to celebrate my birthday at home rather than in the hospital. We have other family birthdays in the month of December. It's the holiday season, and so there's a lot going on in our household during this month. And I decided, December isn't really a time where I want to start working out again because of everything else going on, and I had absolutely no energy. I had lost a lot of muscle mass from the treatment and inactivity for the past many months while I was going through cancer treatment. In addition, I had no cardiovascular endurance. And so just simply the act of walking around the house more, running errands, as silly as that sounds, that was enough challenge for me during the month of December, and waited until after the new year to start up again. Now, I know it's kind of cliche, waiting until after the new year to start, but rather than going very quick with the workouts and full-length classes, it was very slow. I had to turn down the dial of intensity as well and just allowed myself to ease back in to a workout routine that made sense for me back then when I was starting up college again. Both of these are examples of how you may need to spend more time in the R&R phase, rest and recovery. So spending time in rest, sometimes it's doctor's orders or another professional's orders, and allowing your body time to heal is really important. Then we shift to how are we going to slowly start getting more functional movement, that physical activity, both with just daily life and more official workouts. And sometimes the workouts or exercises can be very specific. For instance, for my ankle, there were very specific movements I was doing to try to restore range of motion and strength. I still am working with those exercises. And then there's general physical activity that you want to ease into. So I want you to consider, are you in a phase where you have additional considerations? You haven't been feeling well, life threw you a curveball, something's going on, or you have been generally feeling amazing, you've had a consistent workout routine, and you just want to be more intentional, incorporating rest and recovery for physical body to find more enjoyment in what you're doing, and let's take the pressure off of workouts as well. This is one of the reasons why, for at least the past 5 years, around the holiday season, from Christmas week all the way through the new year, I'm focusing on Connect and restorative style Pilates classes. I'm also not doing challenging cardio workouts. In fact, I'm not on my treadmill or spin bike. Instead, I'm going on walks. If the weather's okay, bike rides, but usually more snowshoeing around this time of year for where I live. And just allowing more like unofficial movement activity that is a wonderful reset. And I decided long ago, on January 1st, I am not going to do a challenging workout. That's because my kiddos, they love to stay up late on December 31st, so I go into the new year feeling tired, but this is a special time that I get to spend with them. It's what they like to do, and then I just focus on slowly after a week or so getting back in to my regular workout routine. This emphasis of rest and recovery is something I'm implementing this year into the business of Trifecta Pilates. Now, if you're a part of the membership, you already know for the monthly calendar, this is integrated both in December and January, where the last few weeks and the first week of January isn't quite as challenging workouts. There's going to be no power workouts on the schedule whatsoever. And I'm even incorporating this a little bit further. And that's because I want more time to spend with my family. And we're working on 2 very exciting projects as well that are just taking a little bit more time. So not to feel overwhelmed, I'm going to be taking a break from posting videos here on YouTube until after the first of the year. We are preparing for a very special virtual retreat that's going to be happening the second weekend of January. So there's going to be no Trifecta Pilates workout challenge in January. I don't think that we need another workout challenge, but instead embracing where you are in your movement practice, focusing on finding that ease with what makes sense for you with this retreat experience. Mindful Pilates classes, breathing exercises, nervous system regulation activities, reflection, and community connection, I find is going to be so much more valuable than just feeling like you have to hit it hard come January 1st. Beyond that, we're also focusing on the Pilates Mat Teacher Training Program. We have enrollment open in mid-January, so after the virtual retreat, and we kick off the new training program in February. We're also updating our training platform right now, so there's a lot going on the back end to really support you, whether you want to join us for the virtual retreat or are maybe interested in the Pilates Mat Teacher Training Program. If you're interested in the training program, make sure that you sign up for the wait list because you'll be the first to know all of the important dates. And if you're interested in the virtual retreat, check back on this YouTube channel after the first of the year. We'll provide all of the details. Between now and then, I encourage you to evaluate, do you want to continue with your regular workout routine? Do you want to spend more time in the R&R, rest and recovery? And if you're looking for a more restorative class recommendation, check out the session that you're seeing right now. I hope that you have a beautiful end to 2024, really embracing the season and take the opportunity to begin in 2025 easing into the new year with what is in alignment for you both on and off the Pilates mat.